Well, did it help that that Ben got there first and that he was there? Did he help you along in this?
You know, it doesn't really. It just doesn't work that way. I think that, like, people say a lot of things about Hollywood, but
They do.
the truth is that really it's made up of the good movies are being made by people with who really, really love what they're doing and they care about them and they're spending a lot of time working on them and they have a really precise vision for it and they're not going to cast people because it's so-and-so's friend or so-and-so's relative. They're just going to, they're making the movie that they really want to make. And when I started out, I didn't really know anyone who had any success. I didn't know anyone who'd been in a big movie. I went out to LA and with a friend of mine from high school and spent 6 months just trying to find an agent, and then finally did, and I wasn't getting any auditions that I wanted, and I just got very lucky because I got an audition for a movie called To Die For, and it was set in New England, and a casting director I'd read for on some terrible TV show that I didn't want to do knew that that's where I was from, and he said, "Oh, I know some kid who can do that you know, who might be from there, might be right for the part." So, and that was a Gus Van Sant movie, and Nicole Kidman was starring in it, and I met Joaquin Phoenix, who became a really good friend of mine, and so I sort of just got one of those breaks that you know, everyone should get, and I took advantage of it, and I became friends with all those people and worked really hard on that movie, and at that time I didn't know anybody who was doing anything, and in fact after that movie, you know, a couple of years later, Gus Van Sant called me up and he said, "I read this script called Good Will Hunting, and I think that one of the guys who wrote it is related to you." And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Yeah, I said, yeah, right. I said, "Yeah, that guy's, he is." And he said, "Well, I'm not done with it yet, but I like it." And I said, "Well, finish it." And then he went and made that movie, and, you know, so
But
everyone gets their start.
But you get at a certain point in your career when you do Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, you get an Oscar nomination for it. So that's the time where people around you are saying, "Oh, Casey, this is it.
Right.
Where do we go now? We're just going to move up to this other level." Did that happen?
It did in some way. I think it made people, you know, what people say to you is, well, if you've never been a lead in a studio movie, then you can't be a lead in a studio movie. And it's a chicken or an egg thing. It's, I don't know, how am I supposed to be a lead if I haven't been a lead? I mean, what is
That's right,
it's a maddening catch-22. So, and then I got that because they were willing to let the director cast anyone he wanted to cast. And I auditioned for that movie so many times, I can't tell you. And every single time, after every audition, they told me, "I'm sorry you didn't get it." The director would say it, and my agents would say, "Give it up." Yeah, and I would call and say, "I'd like to audition again." They said, "You have to just let this go." And but I knew that I knew that part. I had read the book, I read the script, I had researched it all, and I knew that I could play it. And I kept going, and finally I just put myself on. They wouldn't let me audition anymore, so I put myself on tape, and I wrote the director a letter, and I said, "Listen, this is what I would do with this part." And I gave it to him, and finally he cast me. And so I tell that story only to illustrate the point that you have to, it's not what, you know, you can't listen so much to other people telling you what you should do or you shouldn't do, and what you can do and what you can't do. You kind of have to listen to yourself and know that you're going to have to live with the career that you build. No one else is. You know, everyone else is going to walk away, and you're going to be left with, I wish I had done this. And so you just got to kind of do it. And after that movie came out, everyone was saying, "You should do this, you should do that," kind of a movie, and I didn't like those movies.
The movie that you did, that Ben directed, Gone Baby Gone, to me is one of the performances that you've given. I think it's just a very strong kind of thing, and yet you're working with your brother. I'm sure when you were growing up, you fought all the time.
Yeah, we fought on the set.
Brothers fight.
Yeah,
you fought on the set. You say, "You're an why would you tell me to do that?"
I wouldn't use that language.
Oh, really? Really?
No, we fought all the time, but I fought with Kenny Lonergan on this. I think that fighting is kind of...
What is your language when you do have an argument? Do you just say,
Oh,
I
very
beg to
strong
disagree.
language. No, there's not enough time to beg anything. You just got to disagree. I would say this is a huge mistake. It has to be like this. You got to be like, it has to be like this. These are the reasons. We don't have much time. Please let me do it this way. I think that's a great way to work, because when I fight with love. It's because I love the movie. I'm trying to do my best work. I love the person who's working with me. I think there's a love that you have to have for the director, and vice versa. A director has to have for his actors if you're going to really care about the project. And so, and with Kenny Lonergan and Ben and other people who I had a relationship with going into the movie, it was a huge advantage because we had a shared language. We also had already developed a relationship where Kenny knows I love him, and there's nothing he can do in the world that would change that. Mm-hmm. And so no matter how much I'm fighting him, he knows that ultimately it's his movie. I want to do it his way, that I have nothing but love and respect for him. And so you don't have to mince words. You don't have to be gentle and waste time. You can just say, you're crazy, man. We've got to do it this way.
Language.
Sorry.
That's just the way it is. I started it. I didn't mean to. All right, as I end, this show always ends in song.
What?
Yeah, you did it before, but now you're pretending that you didn't. It's just a tiny bit of one.
Okay,
it's
you
just,
sing
you've
it.
got kids. You must sing to your kids.
Oh man, oh man.
What do you sing
I've
to
tried
them?
singing with kids, and
Kendrick
I'm not kidding.
Lamar?
My kids say, "Please, Dad, please."
Stop.
You sound bad.
Stop.
They say, "Stop. You're terrible."
Well, that's why we can't take a whole thing. We're just looking for that smidgen.
You found an Achilles heel of mine, a real
good.
Well,
spot. That makes me happy because that's real. Then it's
okay.
Emotional. Come on, there's something coming out of you.
You're bringing up some old traumas here.
I was
told that I was tone deaf early in life. I did a musical. It was my very first performance.
Really?
And the guy said, he played 2 notes in the piano. He said, "Which one's higher?" And I said, "The first one." And he said, "No." He said, "You're tone deaf.
You fail.
You fail." And that's and it cut deep. Now here I am. And
here
I'm
it
is.
is. Come on, this is a big moment. We have all the time in the world. Yeah, it's just I hear all this happening, and it doesn't matter.
This song, I think what we've done has been a song.
No, it isn't.
Our
I'm not
conversation has
buying
been
that.
a song. It's been lyrical. The things that you've said have been beautiful.
It's been beautiful, and it's all like jazz.
It's been very melodic. This whole
I'm not buying it. I need
I'm selling
something.
it. It's the only thing
Do
I'm selling.
I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you.
Oh man, if you sing it with me.
The wheels on the bus
go round and round, round and round. And so do I, my friends. See you later. Thank you very much.
Remember the ugly Christmas sweater company, Tipsy Elves?
Welcome to the Tipsy Elves fashion show.
This stuff is hideous.
They surprised the Sharks by selling wacky, clever holiday attire.
Last year, we had $862,000 in sales.
And now they're expanding into new frontiers.
We've created a lot of new styles, and we're ready to meet the demand this year.
Tipsy Elves reports $40 million in sales, one of Robert's top investments on the show.
Our company is Tom and Chi.
Let's feed some to Barbara and see if she lives.
Barbara not only lived, she invested in the grilled cheese restaurant called Tom and Chi.
Everything in my bones are saying this is a runaway hit.
It's now expanded to 18 franchises across 14 states. Total sales so far, a reported $47 million.
I'm John, my partner, Wambi.
It's been just 14 months since Kevin felt the love for the 3D greeting card company Love Pop.
We're tapping into something much bigger, the human need to connect.
I was the most nervous at that point over any other time in my life.
What's yours, Barbara?
Real estate, of course, but his is money.
Since then, their company's reported growth from $300,000 in sales to more than $8 million.
You'd be very excited.
But you are the doctor of... I am the doctor of love.
And this was the company that knocked Damon's socks off.
Our company is Bombas, and we're here today seeking $200,000 in exchange for a 5% equity stake.
In season 6, Randy Goldberg and David Heath pitched their sock company and got a lot of heat from Kevin.
You guys are still sock cockroaches.
Sock cockroaches. He sure did. Oh man, this guy. I mean, Kevin put our socks on his hands and was making sock puppet. That was good.
I'm going to talk to you guys, and you're going to talk to me.
Damon invested in the company.
Great decision.
And in 2.5 years, they say they've made well over $20 million in sales.
Shark Tank is gasoline. It just lights up.
Let me ask you about the notoriously bad pitches.
My company is,
Can you tell us more about it?
It's so easy. You can do it with your friends. You can do it with your child.
He starts fumbling from the moment he gets out there.
Mike,
Oh my God, I have a headache.
I forgot the first 2 to 3 minute pitch and just froze.
What is your product?
We develop a brand of stand-up paddleboards. And they started making fun of me. I got called a nerd.
I think you should stick with being a nerd.
In fact, we heard Kevin say,
"Don't worry, it's only your biggest moment in your life."
really nice of you, Kevin.
I think it's good to put the pressure on because that's when you shine.
Turned out to be one of my best deals.
You bet it was one of his best deals. While most of the sharks were out for blood,
You have failed to get your message across, and I'm listening with both ears wide open.
Don't listen to a word she said.
Mark threw Stefan Arstall's paddleboard company a lifeline.
I'm willing to give you $150,000 for 30% of the company.
So?
Let's do it.
Woo! Whoa, did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
The result? A reported $25 million in sales.
He's returned my money, 12, 15 times over already.
Lots of money made for the sharks, but what is the daddy of all demons Shark Tank success story?
It's like the Post-it. You're like, I use it every day.
Yeah, but
Why
remember,
didn't I
those
think
are
of
the
this?
best. The ones where you walk in, you say, what?
With a new vengeance to make sure that no...
Introducing the Simply Fit board.
When mother-daughter team Linda Clark and Gloria Hoffman pitched their exercise board to the Sharks last year, Gloria said she had $52 in her bank account.
You look like 2 old men out there.
Linda, I'm getting dizzy. Stop that.
The team paired with Lori to create an infomercial in several languages
Par jour avec la planche Simply Fit board.
and distributed it internationally.
Soy Lori Grenier.
Hola, soy.
Sorry, Lori.
Oh, you're jealous.
The bottom line is,
Mark, if she's selling it, how is it not a good product?
You can do the hokey pokey for 12 hours a day. That doesn't mean you're going to be simply fit.
The bottom line, it's been simply successful.
When something changes your life, it's a crying moment.
Simply Fit boards reported retail sales have hit $96 million in just 15 months. And remember Gloria, who only had $52 in her bank account? She just bought a luxury home for her and her 2 boys with cash.
It truly is the American dream. Overnight, my whole life changed.
So what's so remarkable about Shark Tank for me is watching the level playing field of the show. There are no barriers to entry. You walk in, you make your pitch.
But I need a little help. That's where you guys come in.
Everybody's equal, and some people leave with their dream funded.
You have a deal.
And some people don't.
I'm out.
But Elizabeth, it's hard, and it should be hard. But the great thing about us is I think none of us see race, color, sex. We just see, are these people adding value?
Good idea.
Carpet is the ultimate equalizer.
We just see green.
Yeah.
First out the door when it matters most. From all across the globe to every corner here at home, he asks, he listens. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. David Muir, covering our world. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. More Americans are now watching World News Tonight than in a decade. And we thank you. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir. He reports to you.
Shark Tank, talking about a lot of the big hits. Now it's time to talk about the companies that you missed.
The regret.
The regrets, the things you wished you'd invested
It always comes to this. We wouldn't admit it.
Do you not admit it when
Of
you've
course
missed
you
out on
don't
something?
admit it. You don't want to be a loser.
Why cry over spilt milk when you know there's another great deal coming through the Shark Tank?
Who's there?
One deal that should really hurt involved a company called Doorbot, a video doorbell system. The sharks went out one by one.
It's really not an internet play. It's a consumer device.
I just don't think it's for me.
This company, instead of being worth $7 million, can be worth $80 million, $90 million. I just don't see that progression, and for that reason, I'm out.
But CEO Jamie Siminoff walked out of the tank and straight to the bank. Doorbot, now renamed Ring, is reported to be valued at $460 million, the most of any company to appear on Shark Tank.
Over 100 million in sales, over 1,000 team members now in the company. Coming from where we were at in the garage. This is it's a two-car office. It has been a crazy, beyond crazy ride.
One of the quote-unquote misses of Shark Tank was Copa Davino. And
a miss?
a miss in the sense that he made a huge...
Oh, I'll believe it when I see it.
Groans from the Sharks because Copa Davino and its owner, James Martin, is probably the most infamous entrepreneur ever to enter the tank.
America's first premium wine by the glass.
His product, a single-serve cup of wine, was a hit with the Sharks.
Wow. That's never been done in wine before, and I grant him that was a good move. I really like your patents.
His personality, not so much. You could feel the antipathy through the TV set, guys.
Oh, yeah, it was...
You guys didn't like him.
But we didn't respect him either.
You guys all try to get into the
I'm
deal.
in the wine business. The problem with him, he tried to sell me on a winery. That is a bad business.
The first time.
And when the Sharks began to circle,
Why are we even in the wine business? Why aren't we licensing this to all the wineries?
Martin began to sweat. He was sweating.
Oh, yeah, that was the best part.
I'll buy 51% of it for $600,000.
Martin rejected the offer, angering all the Sharks.
I am going to go buy a $1,000 bottle of wine tonight, and I'm going to drink it because I'm weeping for the opportunity lost. This was your moment. You turn around, it's gone.
But in a Shark Tank first, Martin returned the following year, this time uncorking some juicy sales figures.
We went from $600,000 in sales to $5 million in sales in 1 year. I was right. We were building a brand.
And ready to rub the Sharks' noses in it.
Oh, I'm back. Are you kidding me? Thought we kicked you to the curb.
James, you're still dead to me.
I had a hate for Kevin O'Leary at a level that wasn't healthy at all. And my opportunity to come back was also my chance to get the last word in and say, look, you blew it, but I'm also gracious enough to give you a second chance.
With your investment, we'll drink these together and we'll toast to the millions we'll continue to roll in.
You've tortured me so long, I'm going to put an offer out anyways.
The second time he came on, he stood out there, and he knew we all were interested, and he was trying to be too cool, too smart.
It's $1 million bottle of wine.
He was up there thinking he's the man.
Instead of just taking the deal, Martin kept taking sips of his wine, playing coy.
It was a lot of money. We were negotiating, and he's like, I'm going to take a sip. And what did I do? I'm out, right? I don't need you that much.
You screwed around. You're playing games, and there's nothing I hate more than playing games. And you came in and created drama.
I'm really out. You just came here to waste our time.
I think we all know the Sharks blew it and missed out on the biggest opportunity they ever had, which was me.
But with Copa Davino, nobody regrets that you didn't get in on that. No regrets.
Can you imagine dealing with him on an ongoing basis?
He would ruin our lives, our happy lives.
To date, Copa Davino says it has sold 38 million cups of wine in places ranging from convenience stores to Madison Square Garden, reportedly earning $12 million a year.
Cheers.
I didn't need the Shark.
At his place. He is not the Shark. We're the Sharks.
And then there was the dating app, Coffee Meets Bagel.
Coffee Meets Bagel is here to profoundly change how people discover and fall in love.
The three Kang sisters came into the tank looking to find a match.
If I offered you $30 million for the company, would you take it?
No.
We got so many emails from people like, are you crazy? You sisters are so crazy. Like, what are you thinking?
What happens when you get turned down? Coffee Meets Bagel, $30 million offer.
No, that was nuts. No, that
was a big offer.
No,
somebody's sensitive.
No, I'm not
That
sensitive.
was a dumb deal for you to do.
Okay, so first of all,
thank goodness I stopped it.
Those sisters walked away?
No, I sat there and I said, hypothetically speaking, right, if I offered you $30 million, right, would you take it? And then they went out and started doing interviews and telling everybody Mark Cuban offered them $30 million and we turned them down. So yeah, there was no chance.
Someone's ego's hurt over there. Whoa.
Mark, you're a little fired.
Yeah, clearly Mark is over it.
One of the near misses for you, Robert, was Books, a flower delivery service.
We all passed on it.
The Books company disrupts the. Its founder, John Tabas, had a really hard time in the tank. All the sharks seem to hate the product.
It's a flower business.
I think it's a terrible name.
It is 6 days to delivery.
Whoa.
I'm out.
In my defense, I think they did a bad job of doing the presentation. And they had astronomical numbers. They were doing $2 million a year, and they said next year will be 12, and then we'll be 30. And we hate stuff like that. We're like, it'll never happen.
If I want to send flowers to your grave, I have to wait 6 days. And I think, and I think you died here today.
I thought I did pretty well. A B+. Brutal. We did $1 million 2 days ago in the day. So we did in 24 hours more than we had done in the entire year leading up to the Shark Tank.
Fast forward 3 years later, I'm getting married, and I get a quote for the flowers. I'm like, this is nuts. How come flowers cost so much? And I call him up, and I say, John, Robert from Shark Tank, how come flowers cost so much? He said, come and see me. I'll explain the flower business to you. Draws it out for me, shows me what they're doing. I'm like, I love it. So I took part of their last round. We just raised $24 million.
So you did get in.
Well, then that's the one I regret not doing, because that's the deal I would have loved.
That's one of
That's
your
the one,
regrets.
yeah, that I would.
And most importantly, I saved a ton of money on my flowers for my wife.
Well, thank God for that.
First out the door when it matters most. From all across the globe to every corner here at home, he asks, he listens. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. David Muir, our world. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. More Americans are now watching World News Tonight than in a decade. And we thank you. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir. He reports to you.
There's a saying, you're never too young to accomplish anything, but remember, a baby shark is still a shark.
So here we want to know, when there's a child or a kid who comes through that doorway, what are you really thinking in your head? I mean, are you rolling your eyes, or are you thinking there could be something here?
Aw, you're doing the aw.
Hi, Sharks and Kyle Grace Cabot.
Hi, I'm Madison and I'm 12.
My name is Andrea Tsao. I'm Mallory and I'm 10. Hi, we're the Inventioneers.
It's great to see the kiddies, but it's not good to negotiate in front of them. It can do long-term damage.
Really?
I hate when we have kids on.
Why do you hate it?
Because you can't be honest with them. You know, you don't want to give them false hope. So you can't just say, you know what, I know this is mostly your parents, and I know they're pushing you to do this, but the idea sucks.
Sometimes we go, how old are you?
How old are you?
How young are you? How old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
But one of those kids was Michaela Ulmer of Austin, Texas. In season 6, her flaxseed and honey lemonade won the Sharks over.
She walks in, she says, I got a sweet deal for you.
When was the last time you tried something so good and refreshing and wondered, could this be good for me? Well, Sharks, guess what? I created a product that is both good for you and tastes great at the same time. I wanted the Sharks to know that my company isn't just your average lemonade stand. It's a lemonade stand that's trying to make a measurable impact on saving the bees.
That's right, she's out to save the bees.
She was and is the face of the brand, the sweetest little thing in the world.
It's a deal. I think that he believed that even though I was only 9, and even though my business was small, that he could turn it into a big business.
I figured that she would go on to do bigger and better things if this didn't work, and she's still just killing it.
Before I went on Shark Tank, I was in about 35 stores in Austin only, and now I'm in over 200 stores across the U.S.
I probably see her once every month, and every time I'm just more and more impressed.
He's been a great mentor.
And even if he's really busy, he'll say, can I text you a little later? But he always responds.
She has people like Starbucks and various other people interested in her, and just phenomenal.
And tonight, there's new buzz because Michaela's company just landed a national distribution deal to sell her lemonade in Whole Foods across the country and to serve Me and the Bees poolside at W Hotels.
We've got some real great partners.
I ask this question all the time. Are you ready to quit school and work full-time?
And you mean it.
You're darn right I mean it.
Michaela, what's your biggest challenge in your business right now?
Probably fitting school and B-Suite Lemonade and all the other activities that I might want to do
I think you're right.
together.
School's got to go.
When Kevin said drop out of school, I knew that that wasn't going to happen. It's certainly family first, but we understand as a family we've got a commitment and we've got a passion, we've got a mission to grow the business.
And it's amazing that she's able to balance this business that she's created while at the same time making straight A's.
So I started off with flaxseed and honey and mint.
Michaela still makes time for the personal sales pitch, a sort of lemonade stand at the local grocery store.
You've got a soft touch.
If you don't come from an environment where your mom and dad are business people, or you don't know anybody who's a business person, how are you going to get ahead?
Let me ask you about Mo's Bows. He marches in there and says he's going to be NBT.
I believe I am an MBT, the next big thing.
Did you just say MBT, next big thing?
Yes.
My name is Mo Bridges, and I was on season 5 of Shark Tank, Swimming with the Sharks. I was about 11 years old when I went on. We asked Mr. Wonderful for $50,000, and he said,
I don't want any equity in Mo's Bows. I want $3 every time you sell a tie.
I was just like, no. Like, that's not gonna happen.
I thought, Mo will be 50 years old, still paying Kevin $3 a tie. That's insane.
I strongly suggest you don't take on investors at this time. I will guarantee to mentor you, but I will not give you the money at this time. And I think the mentoring is way more valuable than the money. I felt a personal attachment at this point, so I wanted to mentor him.
There was no deal for Mo, but Damon couldn't help falling in love with the boy in the bow tie from Memphis. A mentorship was born.
Do you agree with that, Mo?
Mo is the CEO, but I'm the CEO of Mo, so.
There you go.
I got the mentor, which I think was the best thing that I could have got out of it.
But Daniel, I'm on my way.
He did bring me recently to New York, and he showed me where he lived when he was younger.
This is the house that I was raised in.
I think Damon was trying to teach me that we both came from the same background and that we can both do great things.
If you forget where you came from, then you're really not going to have much direction where you want to go. I'm going to end up working for this kid sooner or later.
You already are. You showed up at the dressing room with the ties and tried to get me to buy.
Mo's Bow is made in America.
Let me see. Let's check this out. Ready? What do you think?
Very studious of you.
It becomes a challenge at times trying to keep a balance with Mo between work and his social life and, of course, school. What about this, Mo? Not for spring?
Whether it's picking out swatches over eggs and bacon or making sure Mo's Bows are front and center at this department store.
And now we have Mo.
Mo and his bows are always on the go.
When people come in, they see the ties, and we tell them about them. They say, are those the ties from the little boy that was on Shark Tank?
When I walk into a department store and I see Mo's Bows next to these big brands, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe.
And tonight, we celebrate Mo because he's just signed a deal to make his bow ties for the NBA. And he served up a warning shot to that NBA owner.
Better watch out, Mark Cuban.
The CEO of Neiman Marcus calls. I haven't been able to sell food with Neiman Marcus since day one. I go, hi, how you doing? She's like, can I speak to Mo? I'm like, here, Mo, here's the phone.
Wait, I was going to say, you didn't get him into Neiman Marcus. He got
himself into Neiman Marcus.
We have a message from Michaela Mazzine for you. Take a look.
Hey, Mr. Damon, thank you for making such a big impact on my business.
Damon, thank you for all the help and support that you've given me throughout my company.
Congratulations, Sharks.
Congratulations, Sharks.
Well, I say, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yeah. Yes, what a wonderful day. Y'all look out there. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything going my way. She said, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yes, what a wonderful day. Y'all, I got a beautiful feeling. I got everything. I got everything. I got everything. Woo! Everything's going my way.
Good morning, America. A lot of news to get to this
But
morning.
I got everything going my way. My way.
We continue now with Shark Tank on 2020.
Welcome back. We're with the Sharks tonight. This is a blast, and this is one of our favorite topics, Made in America. We've been doing this for years at ABC, and the big question is, you're not only making profits, but you're creating jobs all across America. Have you noticed yourselves over the years of Shark Tank, the value, the premium put on those three words, Made in America?
Well, look, initially, early on in the early days of Shark Tank, we got a lot of flack for always saying, you know, send companies overseas, make products overseas.
There was Donnie McCall, who failed to get the sharks to bite on a holder that hides right in your truck, the Invisirac, all because he wanted to make it in America.
I'm one man trying to do his best for this country. Now, I know a truck rack's not going to save the U.S. economy, but I want to do something that can bring some jobs and some hope to my small town.
The Sharks grilled him.
Let's just say for a sec that a manufacturer in Asia could make it. That puts you in business right now, my friend.
Can we take it overseas?
No, sir.
Then I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Donnie, you
Yes, sir.
can't solve the problem we're talking about here.
I believe I can make it. I know I can.
And we went to find him in Sparta, North Carolina.
Hey, nice to meet you.
See you too.
We don't know what those sharks were thinking.
Showing us how it works. Even we could put it together.
Lamps go next.
Every piece made here.
Looks good.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
And it turns out, after the show,
All sold out after the
All
show.
sold out.
a year later, Donnie found help elsewhere.
Here we have some inventory. Hey, this is awesome. I currently have hundreds of people on a waiting list. I believe the sky's the limit.
We learned very quickly that you can make so many more products than we really expected here in America.
Being close to market matters. You can't make food goods in China and ship them to America. That makes no sense.
Look who's in the pantry.
Then there was Kevin with his wicked good cupcakes, the sweet deal, all made right outside Boston.
Come to America.
And boy, he did.
Can I have a jar? Is that his jar? Jar. I love your accent.
This is a cupcake in a jar.
Oh, it's more than that, my friend.
Says the businessman.
Wicked Good Cupcakes went from 2 employees to 46.
I want to ask about one of my favorites, Daisy Cakes.
My company is Daisy Cakes.
And of all the panel, the shark that said this is the best cake I've ever had
Best cake I've ever had.
Yeah.
Really?
is sitting right here. How did you know, Barbara?
Well, I knew because each of these guys were sleeping on the job. They never even finished swallowing, and they never made a bid.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Fantastic, by the way.
One thing you noticed was that everyone passed on that, but then you looked at all the sharks and they were still finishing the cake.
After each of these guys dropped out, they bent forward, I noticed, and had another bite. Do we have a deal?
Of course. Yes, ma'am.
You know why? Because in the end, actions always speak louder than words.
I went to meet Kim and Geraldine.
Hey! Oh, it's a hug! Oh!
I'll never forget the Southern Charm. They met me at the door of their small little
The real
kitchen.
deal.
But one of the incredible things about this was that this was a family recipe they'd been sitting on for years, and they've turned it into an amazing profit machine.
And on this day, they were revealing to us their red velvet cake.
This will be fun.
She says now. Wow, it smells so good. Geraldine.
All the while, Mom Geraldine watching from the corner, a thumbs up.
Oh, we're proud of her.
You're proud of her?
Yep.
They only had $30,000 in sales over 4 years when they came on Shark Tank, and now they're bordering on $8 million. Remarkable story, but so deserving of that success.
Let me ask you about Cousins Maine Lobster.
$55,000 for 15%.
Barbara, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Come on over here.
I like those guys. They are good looking.
Yeah, we can tell you like
They
those
are.
guys, Barbara.
And they flirt with me, and even when they take
did.
photos of us together, they have the decency to airbrush my face and make me look their age. You don't get those entrepreneurs. Well, that's a big get, you know? But more importantly, they make me a lot of money because they have $8 million in sales, and they have 27 food trucks.
That we thought that it would grow and manifest into this, and in doing so, we certainly didn't believe that we'd start creating jobs.
I think that's an important thing to say. I think that Shark Tank has created around 10,000 jobs. At least, yeah.
Has it really?
Yeah, but David, back to me. What else do you want to say to me?
Which one of you sharks is ready to get your groove on? With Groovebook!
This was one of these great investments that turned into a great company.
Billions of photos are taken every day from smartphones. Who doesn't have a phone with hundreds, if not thousands of photos? What do people do with all the photos they've taken?
Absolutely nothing.
Their solution? Take all of those photos on your phone and upload them, and they'll print them right here in the U.S. in this book and ship them to you for $2.99 a month.
I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Thank you.
Kevin and Mark offer to go in on a deal together.
I'm all about making win-win
Do
situations.
you accept their offer?
Yes, we do.
It's going to work.
Congratulations.
And listen to this. Groovebook became the biggest company sale ever for Shark Tank because of what happened next. Once they were up and running, they then sold their company to a bigger one, a powerhouse, Shutterfly, buying them for $14.5 million. We had to meet them.
Yeah, not bad hanging out with a couple of millionaires.
And we asked, where did they get the idea in the first place? They revealed it was all because Mom lost her phone and all of those photos of the children on it, right down to their youngest and that first tooth lost. The image of it lost for good, too.
So technically, the Tooth Fairy brought $14 million.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Set your idea apart from the rest, even if there are other similar ideas out there.
He figured out how to put it in a flexible envelope where the shipping costs were $2 less per unit.
How much would it cost to send it if it wasn't flexible? $3. $3. And now that I can do this,
It's 80 cents.
80 cents.
Yes.
And that's why it got acquired for $14.5 million cash from Shutterfly.
That's unbelievable.
In 11 months.
It just shows you should never give up and pursue your dreams.
Another one invested in, our Riveter.
Our Riveter is about empowering military spouses and redefining the boundaries of American manufacturing.
I'm an Army brat, so I know that, you know, we get carted around all over the world from Army base to Army base. It's hard for the spouses of these officers to get jobs.
They figured out that they can take the design and start shipping it to the wives of servicemen wherever they may happen to be across the country. And one woman will sew on the label, then they'll ship it, and then another person will put in the stitches, and then they'll ship it until it's a complete bag.
And tonight, they tell us those.
Well, I say, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yeah. Yes, what a wonderful day. Y'all look out there. I've got a beautiful day. Everything going my way. She say, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yes, what a wonderful day.
Good morning, America. A lot of news to get to this
but
morning.
I got everything going my way. My way.
First out the door when it matters most. From all across the globe to every corner here at home, he asks, he listens. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. David Muir, covering our world. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. More Americans are now watching World News Tonight than in a decade. And we thank you. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir. He reports to you.
Dollars and cents aside, what do the sharks have to say about each other?
I don't think any of the sharks would have anything bad to say about each other. That being said.
This greedy savage, his deal is horrible.
Bam, Kevin.
We're like this one big dysfunctional family.
Not everybody is super aggressive, full of themselves like you. Okay.
But a lot of times it looks on the show like you're angry at each other.
Absolutely, we're angry.
Do your own deal, Robert.
I made an offer.
Silence while I bring out the genius of my offer.
We're sharks. That's what we do. In that moment, we're literally all trying to beat
That's
each
why you
other
don't
up
see the
for
cameras.
deal.
It's our real money, and we're fighting for a deal that we think's going to work.
And you know what? We're competitive. We like to win.
Yeah, you think?
Tad, I'll take that deal.
Wait, we didn't
I'm a
hear
big
it.
guy. 375,000, 25%. Do we have a deal?
Wait.
Done.
Well, we were talking. We shouldn't have been talking.
Wow. There's been times where we go at it, like, and then after that deal is over, you don't want to talk to the other shark that got it. It's just like, leave me alone, don't talk to me.
Down the road, your angriest moment.
When a guy came out, okay, because there was no need to do something
do that,
like
but that's
that.
actually not
You're
you.
smarter than
You're
that.
not the guy to walk away and walk off.
Everybody later that day was like texting and going, you okay? You okay?
What's the longest you went without talking to another shark?
As long as possible.
Really? It sticks with you that long sometimes?
No, I've never taken it past after the next pitch.
I used to get very, very angry at Kevin because he used to be very rude to people.
Not at all. If you were in one of my business
You better
school
stop being mean to
classes,
her.
I would spray you down with water, and every time you say I don't know, I'd hit you with an electric cattle prod.
Over the years, we've figured out Kevin is just a cartoon character. So I don't get
all this kumbaya stuff. Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Frankly, if you can't take me in the Shark Tank, the real world is going to eat you alive. Had to force 40,000 down his throat like a goose.
While these sharks may bare their teeth at each other, they can often be caught just having fun.
All right, kiss,
Tasty.
And may occasionally give another shark some credit.
Who's the smartest among you?
Oh, I am?
Oh, that's easy, I am.
I'll take that.
No, I think Mark is the smartest.
Really?
He's a great people judge. And he also knows finance and technology. What a winning combination. And look, he's fallen for what I'm dishing out here.
Absolutely.
Does Damon have the biggest heart?
Yeah, I would say Damon.
Yeah, I'd go with Damon.
One of my favorite episodes involved you going back to the green room and explaining a deal.
The entrepreneur, Billy Blanks Jr.
He was homeless at a point. His wife and him, just really, struggled.
This is the motel that we actually stayed at when we had lost our home.
The product, a dance fitness system.
Shoulder down, what's up? Shoulder down, what's up? Come on, yes.
The negotiation and exercise in frustration.
I don't think it's the right deal to do.
All right. We wish you the best, Billy.
Good luck. And he turns down the deal.
Thank you guys so much.
But Damon felt Blanks misunderstood the terms of his offer.
And I felt so compelled, and I went back.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna do the deal. I've never done this before, and you reconsider the deal because you make me want to help you. It was a very emotional moment for me. I almost cried.
You don't realize what this means to us, that you're coming to us.
It means a lot to me as well.
And I will definitely take that
Don't make
deal.
me cry.
I'm sorry, but I will definitely
Do
take
not
that deal.
make me-
Get my sweat on you, sorry.
Don't worry about it. All right, guys. Thank you.
Tell them thank you.
I will do.
Thank you.
But you know what really made you go out running after that guy? He was genuine. He was the real
He
deal.
had a big heart.
I'm so proud of you.
Damon talks about the power of broke. We've all been broke. I've had my lights turned off. I've had credit cards cut up. I mean, you have to go through it.
Cuban himself once sold garbage bags door to door as a kid. Robert Hershevik did time waiting tables. And Damon John had worked as a flight attendant. As for Barbara Corcoran, she went through 20 jobs by the time she was 23. Lori Grenier tried playwriting while she sold her own jewelry on the side. And Kevin O'Leary got his start scooping ice cream.
Every shark has spent a lot of time eating mac and cheese somewhere in their lives before they ever got to eat a steak. That's the bottom line. That's true, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that makes it a special ride because we can understand the people that are sitting in front of us and exactly that they're eating mac and cheese too. And it isn't steak time for them yet.
So for all the people out there, what's the one thing you would tell them to make it happen?
There is nothing special about the six of us. We're all self-made. We've all failed 1,000 times.
Doesn't matter how many times you fail, you only have to be right once.
Looks like we have some new. Before Shark Tank, we had 4 employees. We worked out of a shared workspace in my apartment.
And 2.5 years later, we now have 29 employees and are moving into an 8,000 square foot office.
Last time you saw us, this place was empty. And now in just 2 years, we're fully occupied and created 60 new American jobs. Look at us now.
Just 3 years ago, we were selling our product, Love Pop Cards, out of shelves in our basement to our graduate classmates.
Now we have over 30 people in the office, 140 in our production facility, and we just hit our first $1 million month.
We were in this 700 square foot, windowless office for a long time, and just recently we just moved into this facility we're in now. This is now going to be our brand experience store.
5 years ago, in my one-bedroom apartment, the two of us began cooking lobster rolls. And today, we have 25 food trucks throughout the country in 13 cities, have created more than 200 jobs, and now our very first restaurant in West Hollywood, California.
When we went on Shark Tank, we all had 1 employee, and now we've got around 30, 4 years later.
Lady Gaga's newest gig. He's the supermodel of the world and America's most famous drag queen. RuPaul is back and ready to spill all the secrets on season 9 of his hit show, RuPaul's Drag Race. Telling GMA's Larry Spencer, one of the show's biggest guests is no perfect illusion.
Have gotten Lady Gaga to get involved?
She's on our first show, which is brilliant. She started around drag queens and the downtown culture, so she felt right at home.
I actually had the opportunity to sit down with RuPaul, where he taught me a thing or two.
Do you think I am missing out on something because I have never done and probably will never do drag?
There are aspects of your personality that you don't even know about until you get into drag. And I'm looking at
While drag may not be in the cards for me, this superstar wants the world to know the queens are here to stay.
in this culture, in the political culture right now, the fact that we get to show people that love is strong. We are Americans, and we do